Hi viewers, welcome to NCK Hub. If you like our videos, kindly do subscribe and follow us. Thank you.
All about DevOps. To start about DevOps, first in this series we are going to talk about in this session, what are the DevOps engineer requirements to become a DevOps? That can be a technical skills or a person who wants to pursue and get into a DevOps skill set and looking for a job or already working. Those all of you has to know about a minimum, moderate, then experienced way. All these skills you have to know. This is the first session which we are going to create about all about DevOps to know about DevOps skills. Entire series. What is DevOps? What are the job requirements? How to attend interviews? Skills required for DevOps and talking about security, different cloud platforms. What is CI/CD? Observabilities. All these things we are going to talk about in this all about DevOps. So let's start initially first session of this video. We are going to touch in this session, understand about DevOps requirements, and talk about skills required or technology stack required for the DevOps. So first thing before you are starting into the DevOps means you have to know about the methodology which you are working on, and you need to have a hands-on experience with Agile and DevOps. If you are a fresher, probably you should be aware of initial model of waterfall. And after that, then you have to know about Agile. How an Agile works, what is Agile, what is DevOps methodology, what is the difference between Agile and DevOps. All these things you have to know. How an sprint works in Agile. What are the different sprint activities to be followed in Agile and DevOps? What is a Scrum? How to attend Scrum activities? All these things as part of methodology you have to know about in DevOps. Next, after things, any cloud platform we have to know. Obviously, if you are working for a DevOps or a SysOps or any type of operations, you have to know about any cloud platform. That can be AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba, or private clouds, Oracle or IBM, Salesforce, or many more. Like this, we are having different cloud platforms. About these cloud platforms, you have to be well aware. So especially if we speak about AWS, it is the trending and very good in working with user-friendly, easy services, and cost-wise also it is very good. And in the market, greater than 50% it is leading as of now, followed by Azure and Google, like that, many other services. If we talk about DevOps, we have the job requirements related to the AWS DevOps, Azure DevOps, Google. So that means a person or an engineer who is looking into a job, they will be having experience into DevOps means they can be considered as an AWS DevOps engineer. Similarly, Azure, followed by Google. So likewise, we will be having job opportunities with respect to the cloud platform as well. That means essentially you need to be very good at any one of the cloud platform. That is the primary and important thing which you have to know. Next, if we can speak about infrastructure as a code, where for a DevOps engineer, IAC plays a very crucial role. Like example, if we can talk about creating resources using Terraform, creating modules, or creating entire infrastructure, how to configure and provision these resources by automating using a code like HashiCorp language, and in AWS we use CloudFormation. And also we have other different languages where it works. Pulumi, there is one more tool of infrastructure as a code, that is Pulumi. So likewise, you have to know about infrastructure as a code. After this provisioning, you can know about configuration, that is Ansible. That also one of the major and important technology stack for a DevOps engineer need to have. Next, most importantly, you need to have a knowledge of version control system. Version control system plays a crucial role. It is well advanced in this nowadays. You have to be very well and very good at GitHub in provisioning after your code. If you are a DevOps engineer, you have to place your code somewhere. That somewhere plays a crucial role in managing your code into the repository managements. Those we will be having multiple versions. Those we are using in our DevOps with GitHub. And also we have a Bitbucket. So that is one more tool or an application which works with Bitbucket. Almost both are similar in managing entirely the repository management, but GitHub plays a good share in the market with respect to the users who are using as part of their organization requirements. Next, a DevOps engineer should have an experience into containers, especially if we can speak about 1 to 4 years or 4 to 6 years or greater than 6 years. So it varies actually. Any of the DevOps engineer who is working and having an experience into Docker, minimum is basically every DevOps engineer who is willing to look into the job technical manager who are posting for their requirements, the minimum requirement is Docker. And similarly, we have Kubernetes orchestration as well. Docker. After creating this Docker image, we will be orchestrating it. So all these minimum requirements we need to have till 1 to 4 years. And after this one, if your experience goes on, those who are looking for jobs greater than 6 years and 7 years and 5 plus years, definitely they will look into the technical requirement or the technical specialist who is hiring. They will be looking into the Docker at least experience with 3 years, 4 years like that. So you need to have a minimum basic experience for 1 to 4 years, and after that one, if you are working at high level, it will be very glad and you are very fruitful to get a opportunity as well. That means you need to have a knowledge on if you're higher experience in Docker, Docker Swarm, Docker Compose, Docker Images, Kubernetes, Kubernetes CLI, and orchestrating it and working on Elastic Container Services, Elastic Kubernetes Services, Azure Kubernetes Services. Likewise, you need to have an experience and hands-on in managing the containers. Example, if you have a requirement that rather than deploying remote or provisioned instances with respect to the servers you are not provisioning, your client or product is having a requirement, you have to Dockerize your image in order to reduce the budget, or managing the instances in the project it is not working. So definitely you have to know and you have to have a hands-on in working with Docker. In your project, if you are managing in images, so those images, what are those images? What is an image? How to create an image? All these basic things you have to know, like deploying SQL image, deploying a security image, or else deploying a database image or application. So all these things, how to deploy, how to create an image, all these things you have to know. Next, after the container, you have to know about being a DevOps engineer, especially. You need to have a very good hands-on in network and security. Network plays a very crucial role where we will do create all the networks with private networks and managing entire project or the application which you are handling. It can be production environment, development environment, testing, or any type sort of environment. You should have a very good hands-on in managing the networks. And after that, very crucial role which plays the security, application security, network security, and also cyber security. Like these different types of securities are there. One among the minimum requirements which are required is application security. When a developer creates their application, we need to provide check marks or sonar cube for the application code scan to observe what are the issues those are happening inside the application. To trigger those, we have to create and configure certain backend things. Being a DevOps engineer, we have to integrate this security application to your cloud platform, and accordingly, it will provide you a good and reasonable, very good vulnerabilities. So based upon the vulnerabilities like server vulnerabilities or application vulnerabilities, these you have to throttle and you have to resolve this. So definitely that means you need to have a very good technology stack understanding in a security application like checkmarks, SonarQube, or any of the application. Next, if we can speak about scripting languages, being a DevOps engineer, a basic you should know is shell scripting, like creating bash, running the bash for multiple servers, or deploying a server using any security application using shell script, or creating a user script to deploy automatically inside a server to deploy some applications inside a server using shell script. So similarly, you need to have a basic Py or Python application scripting you need to have, not required to create entirely any scripts. We can simply use, and we need to have a basic hands-on with Python. Next, we have to manage being a DevOps engineer. Every DevOps engineer should have a very good idea what is CI/CD, how to manage this. Nowadays, people are using Jenkins becoming old, and many people and many of the organizations are moving towards GitHub, where by running, creating GitHub actions is becoming very easy and hands-on, and raising the pull requests, automatically creating at the backend CI/CD pipeline for Terraform, and automating it, initialize, plan, and apply. And also automating your application deployments, it is becoming very easy with Git Actions, which is user friendly. So likewise, how to make use of the CI/CD and how to integrate your application with application deployments and how to get the CI/CD. All this plays very crucial role from basic level to moderate level. From the moderate, if your experience is going on, definitely you need to have very good hands-on while deploying the applications in different environments. Next, we need to have a basic testing idea, like how to perform basic application testing and also server, how to manage a user's based testings, like testing the users, system testing, how it is working, basic penetration testing like OWASP, checking the security, identity, access, tokens, all these you need to do, and application security. And few clients or the servers to manage and to while doing scaling of the application and balancing the load. Few technical managers who are hiring, there will be requirements such as performance requirements as well. Like testing will be carried out using JMeter or certain applications. Those also needs to be handled by taking the help from the any developer. We need to handle on our own. Measuring the performance scaling of the application, measure response time of the application. That also involves testing. Next, a DevOps engineer should have very good at observability, like using the tools like Grafana, Prometheus, App Dynamics, New Relic, Dynatrace. All these plays very crucial, like server monitoring, application monitoring, where the server is causing issues with respect to the memory, CPU, or scaling issues, performance issues. All these we can do monitor server level layer, in-depth collections, servers, timeouts, or topics, creating the dashboards, managing the applications. In all the ways, observability plays a crucial role, guys. So that means you need to have multiple stack of things in your hand and in your mind. So a DevOps engineer should manage multiple things on the whole. That's the reason people are providing a very good package as well nowadays. Probably a few organizations are not providing, but most of the organization giving a good package for DevOps engineers. Similarly, you have to have a hands-on with very good project management. If your experience is increasing, like managing the project and doing the documentations of what you have done, what you have carried out, you need to have a very good hands-on with managing Jira, project management, and handling the scrum calls, everything, and checking the active timelines, backlogs, creating the epics, user stories, how to create all these and manage with project manager. You need to have very good hands-on. You need to have a very good experience as well. And documenting whatever the work you do, like Confluence, where you will do manage the activities which you do manage, those tasks, you will be working under Confluence, creating the documentation. For example, if you're working on any billings, this needs to be managed. If you are doing in server deployments, the fellows who are coming after you, or if you left the organization, if you have joined into the organization, this documentation plays a crucial role. Who has to undergo before starting any project? What are the activities to know? So likewise, documentation plays a crucial role. Whatever the work is done by anyone, we need to maintain a proper documentation. This way, all the skills which we have added here all plays a crucial role in terms of creating a perfect and a very good DevOps engineer. So, well, guys, to summarize, a, any DevOps engineer should have a basic, moderate, and experienced guy who is looking minimum these requirements, and to maximum also we need these only. And if any new tools or new technologies are coming into the market, we should be well aware about the latest technologies. Nowadays, DevOps is being integrated to AI as well, which is becoming very worse, and everything we have to learn every day. So likewise, we have to know about these skills, guys. We have to know about methodology. We have to know about any cloud platform. Next, after this, provisioning the infrastructure and by automating it. And we also have to know about version control, containers, security, scripting, CI/CD, testing, observability, and entire project management and documentation. So these are the technology skill set which are required for a DevOps engineer to get into a job. So these are the DevOps engineer requirement, guys. This is our first session of All About DevOps. So in this, I want to showcase you certain recent job postings from few organizations. If I can open my current Naukri. So if you can see, this is the Naukri. So if you can see, there are certain DevOps engineer jobs requirements. Each and every company will be having certain requirements. So who can get into the DevOps? A basic, they will be looking for a bachelor's degree. It can be a BTech or it can be BE or with respect to the specific stream, computer science or anything. This is the best first basic which you have to know about. Minimum they will be looking nowadays 4 years, 5 years likewise. Any DevOps engineer minimum, if he or she is having 4 years of experience, it will be very good. Less than that, most of the organization won't be looking. Next, a person should manage CI/CD pipeline, and he should have a knowledge on QA as well. He should automate the scripts like using Python or shell scripts. And a particular engineer of a DevOps engineer has to manage build, application deployment, and infrastructure. So likewise, depending upon the job position which you are applying, it can be AWS DevOps engineer or Azure DevOps engineer or Google. You need to have preliminarily most of the skills which I have mentioned previously in the job requirement or DevOps requirements. So every engineer should have experience primarily on Windows and Linux both. So similarly, if you can see, there is one more job, JD, if you can see, from the DevOps engineer requirement of Accenture, if you can see, here it is a DevOps engineer who is willing to have a CI/CD with GitLab and AWS code pipeline, cloud formation, Terraform. Why not? Many they will do expect from an engineer, and a strong understanding in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform. Like this, organization will expect multiple things from us. So we have to be fast in the industry to learn and to get into a job. So be good at all the technology stack which I have shown you and which I have discussed. So there we are concluding our today's first session in All About DevOps. Yes, we will be posting in this All About DevOps anything which you want related to the DevOps, all the video sessions we will be posting, talking about DevOps, jobs about DevOps, posting about the new requirements, talking about latest technologies, or talking about interviews or and the latest how to create and how to work with AWS or Azure or certain things which you have requirement. We will do post keep on weekly videos in this All About DevOps. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you everyone once again. Keep following us and please do subscribe us. If you like our videos, kindly follow us. Bye from NCK Hub.